Off to Caldwin's Bridge, sir. We'll get our sleep later. Just climb aboard when you're ready. What do you think, Corvo? Caldwin's Bridge. You've been in the city for years, but you lived in Dunwall Tower with the late Empress, so maybe you haven't visited the bridge before tonight. Something to look out for. See all them lights on the water? That's right, we'll be spotted for sure. You're gonna have to shut off their power before I can pick you up. Now, about bringing Sokolov back alive, he's smart. Maybe even smarter than Piero. Got the whole of Dunwall under his thumb with all that natural philosophy business. New technology, potions and the like. Seems dangerous to me. But what do I know? Here we are. I'll meet you at the arches under Sokolov's place when you're ready, Corvo. Assuming, of course, you'll take care of this.
Yeah, I...
Citizens and visitors to our city, by order of the region, the curfew is now active. No foot traffic is allowed across Caldwin Bridge until curfew is lifted. Attention all citizens. No pedestrian movement is allowed along Caldwin's Bridge during this period. Curfew will end morning at sunrise.
Flank him! Got you now! Get it!
Citizens and visitors to our city, by order of the region, the curfew is now active. No foot traffic is allowed across Caldwin's Bridge until curfew is lifted. Attention all citizens. No pedestrian movement is allowed along Caldwin's Bridge during period. Curfew will end tomorrow morning at sunrise.
destruction.
Firing! Take this! Curse the plague and this blasted curfew. How is anyone supposed to make a living?
Well now, Mr. Cratchit.
Even a wealthy man like you needs the city watch.
Gangs are cutting throats and smashing windows.
Right. And the Weepers.
Excuse me, the plague victims are worse. Are you saying the Lord Regent is wrong for imposing...
It won't do you any good to bait me, officer.
What exactly was that? Touch the charger before your ship when the duty officer
Earth pylon will fry you.
Those things? Give me the willies, sir.
You'll be thankful when Slackjaw's boys come down.
Beat you to the rack!
Hey, I heard he's here!
To arms! Flank him! Got his legs!
Got you now!
Let's beat him to the house.
On the watch!
Knock it off.
Sound the alarm! Hit the alarm! What is it? Here you are. Find that son of a hanger. Shut up!
Overseer's music note. Yesterday, an overseer passed in the street near me, playing the strange music box from the Abbey. Beneath his mask, I could not see his face as he turned the crank on the music box, but I could hear his voice muttering verses from the sacred text. Fear overcame me because it is forbidden to carry bone charms and similar such items for luck. The overseers are completely unforgiving in this matter. Gripping mine in my pocket, feeling its warmth, I walked with my head down. He was headed towards the royal physician's home, that shaggy Sokolov, and something odd occurred. I swear the charm in my hand reacted to that music box growing cold. Some inner vibration seemed to go still. I found a book that perhaps related to this and will study it, that I might understand.
Hey, what was it?
Guards, to me.
Get that out of here.
Bridge, near the home of Anthony Kokomo, and Academy of National Philosophy. Any personnel in the area are ordered to take all measures to protect his own.
Turn my hopes and energies to Formula 25, which in conjunction... What? How did you get past all the guards? Your tattoo is quite unusual. It is reminiscent of markings I've studied on cave walls far from the city. Who sent you? Piero? That child's a fool. There's no need to be his laphound. You and I can come to an agreement. One that I'm sure will please you more than anything Piero dreamed up. Who are you? What is it you want? Money? Elixir against the plague? I don't know how you got past all the defense.
Lieutenant Niles' report. It requested this is a sample of black market elixir we believe to come from one of the abandoned distillery. No doubt it's inferior to your formula or even to Piero's remedy, but people are desperate. We have not been able to identify the additional ingredients. Perhaps you have better luck. One thing of note, some of the men of the watch claim when pressed to have purchased and used this stuff from time to time since it's cheaper than either of the popular brands. None of them report any illnesses or complications, so while it may not protect from the plague as well, it does seem harmful. Lieutenant Christopher Niles, 2nd Dispensary Detail, Dungwall City Watch.
What is this? Thank you, whoever you are. He kept me in a cage, like an animal. The pain is horrible right now, so I'll just hide in a corner and leave when I'm feeling better.
You made a neat job of it. Drop him here and we'll be off. They set up a cell for Sokolov in the old kennel. Shackles and everything. It'll be a shock, him waking up in the straw and old dog poop. From what I hear, he's woken up worse places. Guess we all have at that.
Well done, Colonel. Well done. I doubt a dozen soldiers could have done it better. Sokolov's knowledge will enable us to strike at the Lord Regent directly, and ultimately help you get your life back. Soon, we won't have to hide in the shadows. The royal physician is brilliant, but he was a fool to protect the Lord Regent. Sokolov gave us the elixir, the war machine. He could have made us a great nation. Now he pays the price for siding with the tyrant. You have my thanks, sir. If you wish to get some sleep, now is a good time.
Normally, I'm a natural philosopher, but today, consider me a humble craftsman here to serve.
Logic is flawed, anyone can see that. And not an original idea to be heard as no groups are a mess that keeps them. How he got this far is anyone cares. Says what they want.
Please be as quiet as you can. It took forever for Emily to fall asleep. Poor dear. It's okay, Emily, I'm here. She seems happier when you're here. Though I know you have important things to do. Out there, in the city.
Please leave a candle for me. It gets dark in here and I can't see my mother. I just want a candle. Where is Corvo?
Call to the Spears, Volume 1. Excerpt from a work of fiction, earlier chapters. My stomach twisted as the engines of an old vessel roared louder. It was the creation of Orchado, third perfect from the Academy of Natural Philosophy. He was extorted, savoring each of the small craft's undulations. Orchado pulled a lever, and a great gout of smoke surrounded us. The smell of burning oil grew unbearable as the machine propelled itself upwards. I was too afraid to look through the window, which suddenly didn't feel thick enough. As if knowing my thoughts, Overseer Byrne looked at me and smiled. Recite some of the litany, my pupil. It will protect your heart from the turbitude of the void on our way to the outer spheres.
There's hardly a need to work on table etiquette. She knows it all, even if she chooses not to employ it. She'd rather hold her spoon by the wrong end and pretend it's a sword. Then suddenly she changes and she's all manners.
You were making funny faces while you were sleeping. I decided to nap here in your room while Callista was taking her bath. She told me if there's ever trouble, I should always run here. Callista will come get me when she's done with her bath. Thanks, Corvo. It makes me feel better.
The Pendleton votes have locked. Bravo, sir. The Lord Regent is furious about losing the most recent votes at Parliament. He was counting on the support of the Pendleton family and expected limited resistance, just as you said it would. Losing the Pendleton's voting bloc has really slowed him down. And since the Lord Regent's defenseless budget failed as well, he's getting desperate financially. It seems that most of the coins he's using to keep the city watch going is coming from a closed alley. We suspect it's a powerful noblewoman who is perhaps his mistress. I'll try to dig up information, as we know if the watch doesn't get paid in coin and in elixir, their loyalty will start to crumble. Your friend on the inside. Already read that. Already read that. Okay.
I know it looks... I was inventing a new kind of lock. The tumblers shaped like snowflakes. The truth is, there is no snowflake lock. I was just, looking through the lock. I couldn't bear it if she knew. I know you're a man of honor, and I also know that you can kill me at any time. And for both of these reasons, I apologize and beg for your discretion.
Oh.
Can't you see I'm about to bathe?
Maybe you'd like some company.
Under other circumstances, I assure you I might welcome your advances. But rats, plague, and tyranny have a way of killing the mood.
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be aware that looting of evacuated areas is a serious offense and will be summarily punished by officers of the water. Display your pride in Dunwall by respecting the property and rights of others in these trying times, and preserving the timeless beauty of our fair city.
I hope Sokolov will cooperate. I'd hope to have him paint my portrait.
Royal physician. I believe you and Corvo knew each other in former days. Unlike you, our friend Corvo knows what loyalty is.
I am loyal to my inner spirit. You are the one consorting with the most wanted man in the Empire.
It's my belief that Corvo was innocent in the death of the Empress, and the former spy master, or the Lord Regent, as he calls us, is a ruthless tyrant bent on destroying the city, the heart of the Empire.
You are mistaken if you think there's love between me and our Lord Regent. But whatever you intend to do here, I assure you, I am beyond petty scare tactics.
If I don't scare you, Sokolov, perhaps these rats will. Even if they don't carry through. I've heard of a swarm of rats stripping a child's body to the bone in half a minute. I've heard worse. How long do you think it'll be before you talk? Before you beg to talk?
Rats? Is that the company you keep now, Admiral?
It's the company you keep that interests us, Sokolov. We know you painted a portrait of the Lord Regent's mistress. The very aristocrat is funding the military with her fortune. She is the key to the Lord...
Called of the Spears, Volume 2, excerpt from the work of fiction, middle chapter. Orchado was elegated like a boy of 16 on the eve of the Fuge Fest. When we are back in Gerstal, I'll be named Royal Physician. Or you will be burned for heresy, third perfect. All depends on what we find when we get there. My master's voice was different, as if the air of the outer spheres added qualities normally absent of uncertain weakness, fear. I risked another glance at the methodic structures in the distance. It was a wonder for Orchado, a puzzle for Overseer Byron, and for me, a towering monument to emptiness, a magnificent shrine to madness.
Control of the city, and we must have her name.
Sorry, Adam. I cannot help you. You're part of this rabble, but I know you have your reasons.
Yes, he does. All we need is the name of the Lord Regent's mistress. It's very simple.
I elect not to tell you. You will have to force the words from me, and I warn you, my willpower is quite legendary.
Let's see if the rats are hungry.
Sorry, sir.
No, not rats. Stop! Stop! I will tell you what you need to know. I'm obliged to safeguard Dunwall's greatest intellectual asset. I can only tell you so much. I was not permitted to see her face or hear her full name. She called herself Lady Boyle. You see, I painted her from behind. I assure you, she still makes a striking portrait, but I do not know which Boyle she is. I was to be introduced to her at a masked ball in her honor this very night. But I will miss that party, it seems.
A masked ball at the Boyle estate. Tonight, the timing is perfect for you. But the Boyles are wealthy and ruthless, so security will be very tight.
Of course. You already have a mask, don't you, Corporal?
Yes, you will be able to mingle with them once you're on the grounds. You'll have to find out which of the Boyle women is connected to the Lord Regent, and take her out whatever way you can devise. We're very close now. Corporal, if you do this tonight, you'll be able to strike at the Lord Regent himself and put Emily on the throne. May the wind favor you.
I hear you're off to the Boyles' little bash tonight. I have just a tiny favor I'd like to ask you. Could you give this note to Lord Shaw? You'll know him. A rather brusque man wearing a wolf's mask. In fact, he may be looking for me.
Say what you will, the royal physician knows his wine.
You require my unique services? We can quickly return to my shop.
Have you ever been in a sea battle?
Of course.
Did you ever see pirates? And did you sink me?
Of course. Dozens. Oh, yes. But that's not for young girls to hear.
But I will be Empress, won't I? And then I'll have to sink lots of enemy ships myself. And that's what Empresses do mostly, isn't it?
Of course.
I knew it! I read that some pirate ships have witches aboard that can cause storms and make whales do what they want. Is that true?
Yes. Mostly. Maybe we should be quiet now.
Very well.